Hello everyone, it's me John again. Welcome to another edition of the Geek Corner. And I have a bit of an interesting question for you guys on this. Where is the sequel to The Rocketeer? What the heck? When I think about movies that I love, The Rocketeer definitely pegs that list. It came out, it was, the superhero movies. Yeah, we had our Superman. I think Batman may have even come out right before The Rocketeer. Rocketeer's early 90s, if I'm remembering correctly. But in my eyes, it's an early superhero film. I just love this little Funko Pop of him. Isn't he cool? And it was cool because it had this twist of feeling like a superhero movie kind of wrapped up with an Indiana Jones movie, which I thought was very, very cool. I loved the helmet. I loved Billy Campbell's performance. I loved his haircut. I even tried to rock it for a while. Didn't work so well for me, but that's all right. I loved the backpack. One of the highlights for me whenever I go to Disney World is they had an attraction there. I don't know if they still do. They might have taken it out because I know they're expanding and building Star Wars Land now. But they kind of had this backstage tour, almost like you'd have at Universal Studios. And in the line for that, you were in this room that had a bunch of storage of old props and stuff like that. I don't know if they're legit old props or if they were remade for this attraction. But in one corner of the room, they had a few Rocketeer backpacks, the jetpack, as well as the statue that the head got knocked off of, if I remember. But anytime I see those rocket backpacks and the helmet, I get this feeling inside me. I wish so bad that I had one of those things and that it really worked. But even outside of it really working, I saw some great cosplay at ComicCon one year of the Rocketeer. And I just think it was a story just ripe to be expanded on. They started up this great world. You had some very talented people in it. Alan Arkin, Timothy Dalton is a very good bad guy in that. And then they just let it go. And I don't understand why. Billy Campbell is still around. He's still doing sci-fi shows, still popping up occasionally. I thought he was great on the 4400. Really liked him in Helix as well. But no second Rocketeer from the House of Mouse, Disney. I mean, you guys are like #1 in terms of creating these franchise properties. What happened there? How come it couldn't go on? I think, hopefully, someday, we might get the Rocketeer, the Next Generation storyline, where maybe Billy Campbell's old, and there's a new threat, and he winds up passing off the jetpack to a younger, new form of Rocketeer. But he's still young enough that I think we could throw him through another adventure. And man, it would just light me up to be able to go to the theater and to see Billy Campbell reprise his role, see the same jetpack. And of course, you know how these sequels always go. The jetpack's going to get destroyed for some reason. They're going to have to build up a second one. It's going to be a little different. That'll sell more toys, blah, blah, blah. But I just love that universe. And to not be able to revisit it really, really sucks. What about an attraction for the Rocketeer at Disneyland? Wouldn't that be awesome? There are roller coasters that you can do where they basically kind of have you in a flying position. Wouldn't it be great to do a Rocketeer roller coaster like that? I don't know. I would absolutely love it. Any other ideas for the Rocketeer? The time frame was different. He was dealing with Nazis, so you've got him kind of in the 1940s. Maybe they could slide him into the 1950s now that some time has passed, and they could incorporate... That's right. I'm about to throw you guys a little Indiana Jones Part 4 direction, but I do think this could work for the Rocketeer. Perhaps take him into the 1950s, into all the sci-fi territory that came out around that time, and maybe the Rocketeer has to fight Martians, or what he thinks are Martians that are later, turn out to be something else, or something along those lines. There is just so much that could happen with that character. The Rocketeer you could send them into space. You could do like one of those old Flash Gordon serials, build an actual rocket for the Rocketeer to fly in and send them off into the cosmos to meet up against Ming the Merciless. Oh wait, I think that's been done. But something along those lines. It was just so open-ended. A world that I absolutely wanted to go back to, and I'm just bummed that it never happened. What do you guys think? Is it going to happen sometime? You know, look at what happened in Indiana Jones, and they're even talking about doing a 5th now. So I think there is some potential for it. Looking at what they did with Star Wars Episode 7, like I said, doing a Rocketeer, The Next Generation, I think that there is some very good potential for something like that to happen. Wouldn't it be really cool if it was like a teenager or a kid that's like 15 or 16, and he winds up getting the rocket pack and having to become a hero? I think there's just so many ways that storyline could go. And not to mention, if you did it with a kid like that, you could move that time frame significantly. I mean, you could bump it to, I mean, heck, you could do modern times if you wanted, and you know, this kid finds the rocket pack. Actually, am I remembering right? Didn't it blow up at the end of the Rocketeer? It's been a while since I've watched it. I'm gonna have to check it out again. If I remember right, yeah, the bad guy blew up with the rocket pack, but Alan Arkin's character was already talking about new designs for a follow-up to the rocket pack. So one way or another, a rocket pack is unearthed somewhere, and some teenager finds it, and he becomes the Rocketeer for the 21st century. I don't know. Pretty easy, I think, to turn that into a franchise, but that's just my 2 cents. What do you guys think? Please drop it in the comments below. Tell me all of your reasons why there should be, why there can't be, why you think there shouldn't be, why you think there can't be, whatever it is. I'm really looking forward to reviewing it, and I'm going to just keep sitting here with my toy, hoping and praying that someday I'll have a Rocketeer Part 2 little pop vinyl right next to him on my shelf down here, and I can say, look, it finally happened. After all those years, it finally happened. I hope it's not that long. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this edition of the Geek Corner. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for checking out my channel. Thanks for being a part of it, and I hope you have a great week. I will catch you on the next show on the Geek and Dorks channel. Take care.